Okay, Islam Dwayne Bey. Islam. It is, I'm Rhonda Arrington-Bey, your spiritual wife. It is November the 19th, 2020. And I want to tell you something. Yes, I'm a little bloated around my abdomen and my face, but I haven't gained a lot of weight. I have on, once again, I have on pants that are like maybe 4 or 5 sizes too big. The reason I have to roll them up, I don't wear a belt, and they still slide down. I have to get some more pants. Okay, and I put my shirt over, so I don't want you to think I gained so much weight because I haven't. It's long. But what I want to tell you, Dwayne Bey, is some of the spiritual experiences I experienced. So in the Kabbalion, it talks about how in telepathy, in the book, the Kabbalion, it speaks about telepathy. It speaks about how telepathy is done. So, and knowing that we are among a species of unclean, unnatural spirits, they can be in the form of the term African American, which a lot of them are. I mean, not all. I mean, I'm just saying there's a lot. There is definitely a lot that I think 5 is too much. Spanish speaking, these are unclean, unnatural species of beings, laboratory freaks. Okay, they could be from Mexico, El Salvador, South America, because they're outside of natural law. Hint, I'm using the word unnatural. They could be pale skin, the ones that call themselves white, because they, definitely want to breed them inside that Anglo-Saxon bloodline. Now it makes sense, Islam, it makes sense why some Anglo-Saxons, along with Moors, really separated themselves. Because they knew that they had created a species of animals, a beast, or something below it. Now, when you are trying to keep the frequency low on the earth and the universe. So, because these species that they have bred are not able to raise their frequency. They are not able to recycle that same energy. They are takers until they are exterminated. So, if they poison or contaminate your bloodline, remind me of the book of Job, okay, then you, of course, it's already prophesied that they're going to be cleansed out in Matthew 13. That's what I get from. But in the book of Job, it speaks about how Job was like, he cried out, he said, I fear my sons, or he was calling out that they cursed Allah, they cursed the Lord in their hearts. And and so the Lord called Job to speak with him. When he went to go speak with him, he brought his family. And the Lord said to Job, this is in the Holy Bible that was made public law, and I'm not saying this is what this exactly meant, but these are my thought process when I read this scripture. The Lord said, Satan, why are you here? Satan said, I've been up through and fro the earth. Islam. So Satan, as we know as Moorish Americans, a very low vibratory frequency. Okay? When you are trying to breed, well, the goal is the attack on natural law. The goal is natural law, attack natural law. Because, see, if you breed something or if you create a species that's not to cause harm, that's one thing. And you actually, they're civilized. You civilize them. They're in natural law. That's totally different, because you could be among different, beings that are different, but they're civilized. But when they know predominantly what this species is used for, and what they are known to do. That's another thing, and that's true. Okay, because so what I was thinking about is in reference to telepathy, what I've experienced, because many Moorish American women and men who could not verbalize hearing telepathic thoughts. It's like I hear voices in my head. Or, did you hear that? They talk, I talk, did you hear that? Someone just beep. A lot of times in Annapolis, these citizens, they beat one, it's like seeing a car accident for, I was like, I think there's insurance fraud. They just start beeping, one beep, two beep, one beep, two beep. And it's like, okay, Annapolis is not as busy as New York, but I'm seeing car accidents like it's nothing. And here you got the military, the Navy, the Army, the police, and all these car accidents are happening. I'm like, these insurance companies are really dishing out a lot of money. I hope they have insurance. So anyway, I was like, New York, so busy. I was there for over a year. I didn't see one car accident. And I had to be out almost every day. I went through Manhattan, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens. I was all over downtown. New York. I was out, okay? Because you saw me. But anyway, but I didn't see, I don't know, I'm pretty sure New York has a military branch there. I only saw one military mill there. But I didn't see, not like I see here. But anyway, that's just a thought. I just brought the Navy and the Army, Air Force, and the police up. But I definitely saw the police. So anyway, let me get to the point what I'm trying to say. So Moorish American men and women who were hearing voices who weren't able to articulate. They didn't have the literature to explain what was going on because they didn't have resources. So when these species of unclean spirits, I'm going to focus on the African American species that's unnatural and filthy and unclean. They were breeding them, or they just needed to have some energy recycled in the psychiatric ward. They needed some organs. It could be many reasons why they will use a species that has a telepathic code to attack citizens who don't know what's going on, attack their minds while they're sleeping, attack them while they're working, attack their children, attack the minds of their children, okay? So their children have to go on some form of medication, be diagnosed with autism, bipolarism, or maybe attack, I know it might sound deep, but because if they are able to create a species of, you don't know what it is, but they mix with many forms of DNA, they probably are able to attack a fetus. Before that child is born, attack the fetus, Islam, to cause that fetus to be deformed or have some form of medical problem. So, one of the things I was thinking about, because I've experienced this heads on, these spirits, a lot of them have an African American accent. They can, once again, I said they can project telepathically. Telepathically is mentally, but just literally project their voice. So you can actually hear a voice that's close, even almost like it's in your ear. And then one of their males can invade your sheet. So if one of their males, now say you're a woman such as myself, and one of their males want to have sex, okay, or one of their females been stalking your son or stalking your daughter for a long time, just really getting hot and bothered, and they just really getting all excited because you're dealing with a beast. You're dealing with an animal. You're not dealing with someone who's in a civilized thought process. You're dealing with a freak, literally a freak, something that they have to quarantine. They have to quarantine them and try to keep them on the wraps until they felt it was okay to let it be known that there's something different about them, because they knew, true American citizens, if we knew, okay, they knew. So especially when you're among something, we'll be rioting, doing all types of things, possibly, walking, saying liberty, freedom. Especially that they created this filth not to harmonize with natural law, not to be harmless, not to be nonviolent. They created this filth to literally be a weapon of mass destruction. So you can imagine one of them been stalking for a while, and they realize there is no way that they can possess your mind enough to engage with you or possess you or your child enough. They'll start sending their voice, a female, just talking, and then one of their males or females could be attacking your genitals or invading your sheath. And because I've experienced this head on, and this is dealing with spirit. These are unclean, unnatural spirits. Once again, I always use spirit because not all are the same. I don't look at someone that looked to be African American and say, look at that beast. Unless something in my spirit, in my mind, I might say it if something I pick up on. But anyway, I'm just keeping it 100, Dwayne. And if you're not able to verbalize it, and you feel scared, and you do something out of the ordinary, okay? They'll use that as a way to diagnose you, so you can go see a psychologist, and you think, what's going on? What happened to this woman, this man? And they'll start looking at your history and say, schizophrenia runs on your side of the family. Did you know schizophrenia ran in your side of the family? And all the while, it was one of these unclean, unnatural, not only unnatural, but diseased, okay? Disease, that means they are infested. They are with some form of virus or whatever, okay? Was stalking you, or they were using to make to build patients for a hospital, a psychiatric ward, maybe a clinic just open, and they need a clientele. They need some money. They need some bodies to come in so that money can start circulating. So I'm thinking about how many Asiatic men and women, Moorish American men and women, these spirits they use to attack. Because I know in my family it has happened. My mother was one. And I told you telepathically, these spirits, while they engaging or saying I love your son, the African American accent mainly, but also I've dealt with Spanish speaking, no doubt. It's like, what's going on with them? I don't know any of them. We don't know anyone personally here. So why am I experiencing these spirits? Okay, telepathically force engaging, okay, and definitely outside and around American extended stay, walking back and forth, projecting their voices inside our room, because we don't know anyone personally here. Well, the Spanish speaking, they need green cards. They also, some of them might be in sacrificing, because sometimes it's just a plain sacrifice that they're trying to do. Because when you see things happening on TV, I know for me, I don't watch TV. Imani and I don't watch TV at all. We haven't since 2010, approximately 2010 the year. But if you on the videos and you see about these murders happening, I know it's not far-fetched. In fact, many more speak about these are sacrifices. Look at the time. Look at the time. Look at the date, and then you can see the sacrifice. And if you knew what spirit they're worshiping, you know why they sacrifice that individual. So these Spanish speaking, they can be from Mexico, El Salvador, along with the black Negro, unnatural African American. These are unclean spirits, and pale skin. They are probably in some form of a cult trying to sacrifice. And that's keeping it 100, because you're dealing with unnatural, unclean, filthy, demonic spirits. Now, what spirit they're trying to sacrifice, I don't know. So every time they use one of them to attack someone's mind and they cannot handle it, or they use one of them to attack someone's child, okay, their mind, and that child cannot maybe don't the parents don't know what happened. You know, I know I just found out about telepathy mainly more since I've been here than I thought I knew. I didn't know in 2014, didn't know in 2015, didn't know when I came here in Annapolis. That's when I realized how much I knew. Some possibly had it through 2013, 2014, but I didn't know. I didn't know the extent of telepathy and how they would use it to harm. Had no idea. So if they attack the fetus, they attack the fetus of a child, okay? So the mother's carrying a baby, and say they need to up the statistics of autism, or bipolarism, or any other diagnosis. They need to up the statistics, because that's money. That's money. You're keeping doctors, you're keeping nurses employed. That is a sacrifice. That is no doubt, it's a sacrifice. So that's exactly what's going on. And so what's interesting is you got these unclean, filthy black Americans or African Americans. These are unnatural, I'm not saying all, who would do this and go on TV or in the community and act like and start boo-hooing and crying. They might sacrifice their own kid. Sacrifice their own child or kid, okay? And then go on TV and play it all out. Go on TV after they sacrifice their own kid and play it all out. Because they are a beast. That's a beast. That's an animal. So this is, once again, unnatural, unclean spirits. So I was trying to figure out, you know, a lot of times I think about like my mom and what she experienced. So because I have experienced these things hands on, I know, I would say 9 times out of 10, this is probably what she experienced. And this is why these black Negro accents, these unclean spirits, they want to bring up my mother, and they want to laugh about a bass, and they want to laugh about other Moors or whatever, because they know. They know what they've been used for, and they know what they were created for, and they know they know their time is short and ending. So anyway, Allah's great. So that's my thought today. I'll talk to you later, okay? So let me I might want to finish this. Let me cross the street. I said I'll talk to you later, but I just want to make sure I make it clear what my spiritual lesson was today. My spiritual mental lesson was. Great, I'm gonna have to go back. I left my jacket. That's okay, I'll get it tomorrow. I left my jacket. Oh, great. I hope I can keep my teeth white drinking so much coffee. Okay, I drank coffee this morning. It's white. I brushed my teeth, but I'm gonna have to brush them more. Okay, so let me see here. So my spiritual lesson today, Dwayne Bey, is these species are able to project, just like they're able to rape, molest in the public, your genitals spiritually, rape, molest while you're sleeping, rape and molest your children mentally. This is mental. They are able to project their voice, and literally one of their male Negro spirits will force mentally engage while one of their females in your ear talking. Okay? So you hearing a voice, and those around you who are telepathic, they're going to ignore it. Okay? Because either they in on it, trying to sacrifice. I told you how many, I can't tell you how many times Spanish speaking said, the Spanish speaking accents down the hall at American Senate State or just around, would say she got a lot of magic in her. That Moor, referring to me, has a lot of magic in her. So either they're in on it, trying to sacrifice, or they just too afraid to say or do anything about it, or because they, whatever reason. So, and that also the pale skin. For instance, last night, this pale skin male was, as I was sleeping, was this was an unclean spirit. So a lot of times these spirits, Dwayne Bey, the Negro African American, what they do is they yelling the number 3, 5, like an animal, the number 3 and 5, and 33. They will actually, after they realize these are spirit, I'm dealing with spirit, unclean spirit, they realize you're not able to, they're not able to engage. All of a sudden, I start noticing pale skins looking at me more. Because see, they are in, once again, you're dealing, we are among those unclean spirits that are trying to sacrifice. They're in slavery. So the pale skinned males and females will start looking at me more, or if I'm at the grocery store, walk really, really close behind me. And so when they say 3, 33, and 5, so what they're trying to do is mentally engage and get your mind conditioned to see a certain behavior, so they can feel like they have started to initiate you. So then they can think, then they can go ahead and perceive, or go ahead and continue to justify in their sick, filthy minds, uncivilized mind, why they're stalking mentally, why they want to rape, why they trying to sacrifice. So when the black Negro filth, the unclean and unnatural spirit I speak of, is not able to engage male and female, I notice all of a sudden the pale skin, because they like to spread their legs apart, will start looking at me, trying to be really, really aggressive, like as they look at me, look evil, whatever. And the black Negro male and females with suit and tie, nice cars, be looking like this, and I might start feeling, I might start experiencing sharp pains in my chest, my leg, my head, and definitely the military is somewhere close, my genitals, and this is and so this is I'm just really keeping it 100. So what they're doing is playing this game because they know they know what they're trying to do. They know about slave breeding. They know about the sacrifices, and and so they're just trying to go back and forth to try to let's see, what's the word? Implement fear. Because if you're scared, okay, because remember, Dwayne Bey, a lot of these freaks, how many racial incidents are on the news? See, right now you have people wearing Black Lives Matter. Now I'm telling you, these unclean, unnatural African American species, this unclean spirit, will sit there if after I start doing my prayers or whatever, especially if I tweet or post something about the military, black, Negro, African American, I will walk out and these pale skins will start really looking at me, or like really hard, driving around looking at me. I might hear one of them with a redneck accent say three. Walk really close to me outside, while I'm at the grocery store, because once again, they are all, because unnatural spirits are not just in one group. They started creating a species of pale skin as well and breeding them as well. You understand? Inside a line. The Constitution was created by 24 Anglo-Saxons and 38 Moors. I think I have it right. 24 Anglo-Saxons and 24 Anglo-Saxons and 38 Moors, or 34 Moors and 28 Anglo-Saxons? First time I forgot. So if the Constitution, or that I'm off, I might have to go back and check it out in my book. So if the Constitution was made in with the Anglo-Saxons and Moors coming together, which is an organic instrument, and we are among unnatural species. They could be pale skin, the Negro, black, Spanish speaking, from Mexico, whatever. But yet they have a common thread. They are in the United States jurisdiction and they are outside of natural law. What does that tell you? That tell you that the pale skin is no different. They've been breeding them as well. Once again, attacking natural law. Attacking that frequency. But last night I was dreaming, and this pale-skinned male was attacking me in my dream. He looked similar to males that come into Burger King. I'm not saying it was him, but literally attacking me. Now, remember, I just got through posting about African Americans, predominantly these unclean, unnatural spirits that we have experienced and what I've experienced. Also, I posted about the Whole Foods black male. I don't know if he black or not, but that's what I would describe him as. He came out there to ask. I was like, why are you talking to me? He said, can I give you something for free? That was his first words. He said, can I give you something for free? Like the Navy guy did when he came to Burger King. The guy with the Navy license plate. He came into Burger King. He said, his bacon, egg, cheese was flat twice. Thomas went back there to make it. I walked away from him approximately 10 steps. He was very upset. He walked down to the counter to where I was, stood in front of me, and asked me, can he have something for free? And one of the first things the black male said yesterday that worked for Whole Foods, and I told him, I said, I don't need anything for free, and I asked him not to talk to me. But he stood out there forcing his energy, forcing his conversation. He said he was a manager at Whole Foods. I don't know. And I was like, why are you still talking to me? I said, am I doing something wrong? He said no. And then he just kept trying to force his conversation. I was like, don't talk to me. I told you I don't want anything for free from you. But when you're dealing with a thought process of rape, okay? Rape is a forced engagement. Rape is an act of violence. So rape is non-consent. That means someone did not consent to an engagement. Molestation. Then that's a thought process, which could be in that whole thought can be downloading telepathic code. That telepathic code that is the same as the animals, the beasts on the street. Then that would make a male or female force engage, stalk a room, force try to rape in their sleep, and then go around and say, I love her. She loves your son. That's sick, but that's exactly when you're dealing with a telepathic code that you don't know what they put in it. You don't know what kind of strands they put in it. That's exactly what we are among Islam. So anyways, November the 19th, 2020.